to Bitcoin Podcast. The only one that's making your money is you. Listen to the Bitcoin Podcast. So hold on and listen to the Bitcoin Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bitcoin Podcast, or the lit. No, I'm kidding. We're not that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say that. I'm the host that talks first. My name is Dimitri.
I'm host number 2, Dr. Corey Petty.
And I'm Jessie. Host number 3.
Man, how's it going how's it going for y'all?
I've been
bad.
chilling. I've been going through stuff. Just kind of hanging out. Nothing much. Working, writing, learning how to use AI better. Trying not to pay attention to the politics.
Learning how to use AI. I've been doing a lot of that too. I've been doing a lot of learning how to use it better. I'm using it every day. I'm using it a lot. I want Destiny to be real. Destiny, the video game. I want a floating robot connected to my soul that gives me superpowers eventually. Maybe if we figure that out physics-wise. But at a bare minimum, it just hangs out with me all day and helps me with my life. So anyways, sorry. What about you, Jess? What you been up to?
Building shit in the real world and in the digital world.
Digitally,
That's right. I wish I could put a Bob the Builder hard hat on you digitally right now, but I can't. But yeah, he's been building, and not building, but actually building things that people use. That is probably a good feeling.
You talk about it?
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I'm getting a lot of
what you're doing?
Holy shit, that's super useful. I mean, yeah, why not? That's fine. Don't steal my idea, anybody on the internet who can execute faster than me at a higher quality.
Well, nobody's watching right now anyways, so
Anybody got your grind? You're fine.
All right, so
all about
TLDR, my goal ever since I started working with Corey is I realized, and this goes back a little bit, right? I want to disrupt healthcare using tech, right? My background is as an engineer. I see things and they don't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense that albuterol is like $5 in Mexico and in the US it's like $30, right? And I'm not about to go to jail like Ross Ulbright with the Silk Road type shit, but I can build at the intersection of tech and healthcare in a different way that is not legally compromisable. What I'm doing is I'm building gym software. So I'm starting there. And my approach is build useful tools that help gym business owners get better retention for their members, help them understand why the fuck their members are even going to their gym in the first place. A lot of gym owners who are mom and pop, they have a better understanding of who people are. They know everybody by name, by first name. In the US, private equity came through and bought a lot of businesses, right? Gyms are one of those things that I have seen that private equity came and scooped up a bunch of gym software and they're squeezing juice out of a rock at this point. Gym, like if you guys go to a gym, normal people in America, they go to like the chains, the franchises like LA Fitness, Gold Gym, Crunch, whatever. And they see these promotions that are like, sign up now, you get 15 days for $1, right? Most of those gym owners who own those type of franchises, they don't know shit about their members. They don't know how to actually make their business run better. And what I mean by that is childcare is very important for a lot of single moms who want to work out because they want to find a husband, right? And gyms are also a good place to pick up husbands for them, right? you also have the elderly population, the geriatric population. They love fucking classes because nobody really wants to hang out with them. So like they use these group classes as like their social time, right? And then they go home and then like they probably like veg. So like the gym like is like an ecosystem of a bunch of different people. Like you have the people who work 9 to 5. They can't come in. Some of them come in at lunch. Those are like the more diligent ones. The ones who are the average ones, they come after 5 p.m. once they get off work. They go home, they kiss their children, say hi to their wife, and then boom, go to the gym. Same thing for the wives if they want to get away from their families as well. So like huge rush, right? But again, if you're not a gym owner who actually cares about your business, you don't know any of these people. These are faceless people. You don't know what equipment is important to them because you have like zero analytics. So what my software does is it brings in a utilitarian use case, which is every car has a VIN number. So you can see where it was made, who were the previous owners, and how it was maintained. Was it in any car crashes? That's very important, right? Gyms don't have that. So I'm making that. Every piece of equipment has a QR code. You can scan that and it gives you a log, a maintenance log of all of the history of that piece of equipment, who owned it previously, how well it was maintained. You can see the maintenance logs. This is really
so you're building an MRO
platform
platform for gym owners. MRO like maintenance, repairs, and operations platform.
Yes. So like I'll give you the short of it. Logistically, every time a piece of equipment breaks, somebody at the front desk has to get notified. Some gym patron walks up to the front desk, says, "Hey, this shit broke." That person at the front desk goes, "How the fuck did it break?" They have to go and walk with the gym patron to the piece of equipment that broke. They explain it to them. They're being paid menial wage. They don't give a fuck. They could give zero fucks, but they do have to report that to somebody, maybe their supervisor. And then that supervisor, who's like a manager, reports it to the owner of the actual franchise. So in the end, you lose, let's say, 6 hours of time across 3 to 4 roles for each piece of equipment that breaks. And on average, a gym has 2 to 4 pieces of equipment that break in a given month. So you can see how you lose a lot of money. And also, if you were a gym owned by a mom and pop, you understand that certain pieces of equipment are important to certain people. I don't know if you guys knew, but when you get really fucking old in this country, not only can you go to school for free, but you can also go to like as many gyms
You can go
as
to
you
gyms
want.
for free.
Yes. Yeah. Right. So like the problem that I'm solving is reducing that time cost of the logistics coordination to fix equipment down to just let the maintenance guy know what's broken and show him where it's at and what broke. And in addition to that, the data that you can harvest from that becomes extremely fucking useful. I'm not going to tell you how, but it's really fucking useful because everything that's tech, if you're not paying for it, you're getting milked for your data. And that data is very important, right? Facebook, social graph, Google, some form of
serving advertisements.
Well, no. Like these hidden graphs of where people go, how they spend their money.
Page rank and connection.
Mm-hmm.
No, these are
if
all
you go
types of graphs. There's social graph, context graph, and there's a few other ones. But anyway, my point is that that's the kind of software I'm building. It's very invasive in terms of your information, and I will tell people that, but it's going to help the gym owner. It's going to make their experience better, and they're going to love it. So, yeah,
baller.
That's dope, man. What's cool about an MRO too is when it works really well, if you configure them really, really well, every mechanical machine has miles, right? Yeah. So you can get to a point where you can actually have dudes do predictive maintenance, and maybe they might not lose 2 machines a month. Maybe they might lose 1, and that whole other machine that they're saving every month, that's 12 saved machines a year. That's money in your pocket, small gym owner. But anyways, and that's a pretty
like in terms of just cost, I'll give you some numbers. So again, average 2 to 4 pieces of equipment break, 3 to 4 rules involved, lost 6 hours per equipment, at least $300 to $400 is lost for each of those like completed processes. So if you pay $100 a month as a gym owner for this piece of software, you're saving yourself a fuckload of money in the long run. You lose less you lose less members, and you get shit fixed faster.
It's a double whammy. We in the biz call that a double whammy.
Jesse
We don't
grinding.
call that it.
Just
That's not a
grinding.
thing.
No.
But that's pretty
then-
dope, man.
And then the cool thing is I
but
already
wait,
built
there's
out a
more.
bunch of additional software. I have a fucking TRT clinic software suite that I can't roll out because HIPAA and other bullshit. So like this is my foothold into health tech, and the way that I'm going to go about it is everything I'm going to do is preventative. Healthcare is fucked up, and that's what I'm going to try and fix in the long run. Healthcare is like, you get sick, I'm going to give you a pill forever. This is like, I'm going to show you how you got so sick, and then hopefully you don't need that pill forever, because you don't get to that point where you need that pill. So that's what I'm trying to build.
You know what they say, Corey. Don't boil the ocean.
You just do it step by step.
You know what they say, Jesse. Don't boil the ocean.
Wait, I don't
I'll
know.
complete that for you.
Storm the beach. There we
Okay.
go. So,
I didn't know
that's
that.
the whole
like the
thing.
other ones,
It means don't try to take on a massive problem. Just do one little itty bitty thing, and then once you
Right,
learn a bunch more, and you actually kill that bunker on the beach, then you fucking take over. Then you go, baby. Release the tanks. Release everything. Okay, but anyways, so this is a show about crypto, by the way.
And
So
my moat is that software devs don't even fucking go to the gym, most of them. So they don't know shit about the gym. They don't even talk to people. So they're antisocial.
Lots of software devs go to the gym.
And they're antisocial as fuck. They just work out, get jacked, and then they leave.
That's probably true.
So and I can undercut all of them because I'm using AI. So come at me, SaaS companies.
What's funny is I have direct experience working for and with private equity firms. And what I think that they are, as far as society comes, is like this, it's a parasitic relationship with society, but it's parasitic to a point where they have, I almost feel like they eat companies and then throw them up, and then they eat the throw up and then shit it out like a dog would do. That's what private equity does. They buy a company, then they sell all their shit, then they make the company go into debt using their own shit. And then when they can't pay those 2 layers of debt, then they sell all of the good assets to the private equity firm, and the equity firm now owns all the assets.
And it is the real food.
Yeah, it's really bad. And unfortunately, I've been a part of that throwing up and eating process in the past.
Nice.
But
Nice.
nice. But it is what it is. I mean, you can't stop a train unless you're another train or Superman. But anyways, so sorry, this is the Bitcoin podcast. By the way, I think, Jesse, that's awesome. And I think I'm really interested to see if that is like the gym owner loves that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, it was his idea, so I just built it out really fast, and I tacked on my shit too.
Hey man, myself, I've been good. I've been working. I've been traveling. I travel for work. I work to travel. I watched Superman Galaxy last weekend, and it was, Super Mario Galaxy. It was every bit a Super Mario movie. I went into it with my expectations, and then at the very beginning of the movie, there's this thing that says Super Mario, and then he hits the number 39 from underneath, and it turns into the number 40, and it says 40th anniversary, and I was like, holy fuck, I'm as old as Super Mario. Well, I had to take this movie with different expectations. So then I changed my expectations and watched my kid be very, very happy watching this movie. He had no idea what all of the stuff was, but it was a good experience, and I recommend you go see it if your kids play Nintendo. Do know that there's a 80% chance you'll have to buy a Nintendo Switch 2 afterwards, because that's what they're clearly advertising. So you're going to have to tell your kid no hard and watch them cry, but that is what it is.
I'm good at that.
Now, No, now let's. Why can't I have a Nintendo? No, that's all I heard for like 3 hours. Crypto's making fucking moves, baby. Right?
Is it
Like,
though?
no, I don't know. It's
Not
changing.
really.
Right?
Everybody hates it.
Everybody hates it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody
in the
hates it
little world I
because
talk to, they hate it.
everybody hates it because everybody hates who is the face of it right now.
The elites.
Who's the face of it?
Who do you think is the face of it, bro?
It's been like finance.
Donald J. Trump is the face of it right now,
Yeah.
and everybody hates him.
It's been
So
co-opted.
everybody hates crypto. If crypto ever gets bastions of it that can actually talk sense to people, and the people can relate to those bastions, then crypto will be likable. But until that point, crypto is not going to be likable. It turns out we need people after all. Joke's on you, Satoshi. No. So anyways, the Genius Act, the Clarity Act. These are called acts, right? Do I
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's been progress in these two things, right? So the Genius Act, which is already law, I think there was some stuff approved. There's a lot that happened today, regulation-wise, for crypto. There's some stuff approved today that kind of gives the administrative grease to start implementing some of these changes for the Genius Act. There's another thing that slid under the radar that might be a part that falls under the Genius Act and the Clarity Act, maybe, is that the FDIC has approved instructions to see how they can start to insure stablecoins. Interesting, right?
So something about the stable coins. There's a caveat to the stable coins that are under regulation, and that is they cannot provide yield.
Yeah, they fucked you. Fucked you, consumer who voted for Trump.
No yielding.
Boom.
There's not.
Really?
They're not covered. No.
DeFi
So
breaks
any
now.
stable coins that provide yield,
In any way. No, you know what
that's
that is.
in the law.
Yeah.
That's in the law.
You know what that's called.
Getting
What is that?
shafted.
The surveillance apparatus.
Oh no! Hold on, let me read this. Wait a second. Where do you see that? I need to see that. Can I put your screen on here?
Mine?
Yeah, can we put your screen on? Are you looking at it, or you just know that from your heart?
I'm looking at coverage from Claude.
Oh no, no yield. I thought that part got taken out. I think they could yield. They just couldn't yield more than the banks.
Fourth, the catch that most coverage bears, no yield. Issuers are prohibited from paying holders in any form of interest or yield in cash, tokens, or other consideration, solely in connection with holding the stablecoin. For an individual, this means the stablecoin itself is a pure payment rail. If you want yield on your dollars, you either use a bank or you take on counterparty platform risk somewhere else. The current fight over Coinbase's 3.5% USDC rewards and whether non-issuer affiliates can route around that ban is unresolved and is the single biggest open question for retail users today.
Just use a DEX.
Womp womp.
Find your own yield.
Sorry.
That is butt cheeks. But then how are they going to amend the law so that banks can give you a yield on the stablecoin? I guess only if banks own enough of the stablecoins.
I don't know.
Oh wow. That's
I don't know
so
anything about
tragic.
what's happening. I just know that Clarity was trying to remove
trying to find
yield for normal people. And I guess they did. So
Yeah, let's read a little bit about it. So the Clarity Act still moving through the Senate. Think of it like a zoning law for the entire crypto city. Wow, that's the analogy you're giving me, Claude. Am I a retard?
It's the coin flip.
The Clarity Act passed the House. As of last month, the banking industry has effectively lobbied to stall the Clarity Act over stablecoin yield disputes. Oh, we were just talking about that. So,
This is the final conclusion from my summary here, AI summary. Both bills together represent a shift from regulation by enforcement to statutory rules. For an individual, the practical difference is predictability. You can hold, spend, and build around digital assets without the background hum of this could all get unwound by the next SEC chair. That's the structural change worth emphasizing. It's less about any specific provision and more about the regulatory regime moving from discretionary to codified. Of course, that predictability only fully materializes if clarity actually passes, which right now is a coin flip.
No.
That's what
If we get to the nitty gritty, where do we find in the fine print where the law is written such that our president can absolve himself of any criminality he's done in the crypto world? Because of the Clarity Act makes it so.
I think Clarity, Coinbase, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything anymore. I don't know shit about this.
We're trying to learn. And
I thought
in real
Coinbase was trying to use Clarity to preserve that 3.5% yield on USDC.
I
Because
think they were trying to use
know,
Clarity to do more than 3.5.
but just for them, I think. Only for sexes, not for real DeFi, as far as I heard on the periphery. Because I, again, don't know. But I know that in general, they were just trying to protect banks. That's what all this is for. Bring crypto stablecoins back into TradFi
that don't have yield.
that don't have yield.
So
Because
who the
yield is
fuck
for
cares?
banks, not for you.
Okay, so if those are so remember my old random saying, Corey, back in the day where I said, hey, I don't care what the rules are, I'm still gonna try to win the game. I like the game, I'm competitive. So if those are the rules, right? And they're gonna push all a yield bearing ability of stablecoins to other services outside of the banking industry, then there's another gamble there. And that is, well, what's the likelihood that those other services can grow fast enough to be relevant in everyday society, right? I guess that's the gamble, because that it doesn't take away from Coinbase. Coinbase is just going to not be a bank like they want it to be. Sorry, what's his name? Armstrong.
Brian
Sorry,
Armstrong.
Lex Luthor, Lex Armstrong. You don't get to be a bank anymore. You get to be an other money service. But it doesn't mean those other money services are just going to not be able to give yield.
I want
So-
China to make a stablecoin and give yield.
Why do you want China to do that? China's
Or
probably already
Japan.
doing
I don't
that.
care. Japan can do it too. Japan is preferable. I'll
Japan
buy
would be
yen.
better
I'll buy a
choice.
digital yen.
Dude, Japan's economy is looking nice, bro. They're bouncing. They're bouncing back.
They're insulating
Seems like a good
themselves
place to
from
live
foreigners.
culturally.
No, it's not, bro. They put out signs that says Japanese people only can eat here. It is not if you're not Japanese. They won't even ever let you become a citizen. Hell
I'll
yeah.
samurai this bitch. I'll become super Japanese.
Dude, it is hard as shit to get a Japanese citizenship. Some people have lived there for 18 years, know the language, took the test, know
Tom
the
Cruise
history.
can do it.
They-
I can do it.
Tom
who?
Cruise is a
Who did
Japanese
it?
citizen?
No,
Oh,
it's the Last
Tom
Samurai.
Cruise?
Oh, the last. Oh.
Well,
Like what? It's
it'd be like PewDiePie. PewDiePie's, I don't know if he's a Japanese citizen.
You remember that? What was it, that Dave Chappelle show?
yeah.
Or he
That
was-
Nicodemus.
No, what he said when Paul Mooney, who's dead now, was like making fun of Hollywood because they can never find the right ethnicity person to play the role. And then he was like, last nigga on earth starring Tom Hanks. I was like, oh shit. We'll have to bleep that out, I guess. Or not. Who cares? I can say
Oh wow.
it.
You have to give up your citizenship of the country that you were previously in. So like,
I might be okay with
yeah,
that.
if you're yeah, well, some other people from different countries may want to preserve both, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Sorry, I'm asking for more clarification on the Clarity Act, right?
Why are we? Do you guys know any lawyers? Any crypto lawyers? Maybe we could just bring them on.
Yeah, I do. I know a really good one. Agatha.
Oh yeah, maybe we should just bring her on and ask her. Hey, what does this mean?
Yeah, we should.
Instead-
Is she up right now?
AI
Give her a
in.
call.
No, she lives in Portugal.
Okay.
Which we were talking about earlier.
Um,
And she has concerns. So I may actually get like a formal report on it.
Dude, her concerns are like large, like hazard signs. Like,
Lost to.
Yep. Good face though. Good face to lose him on. Anyway.
Hazard, large hazard. All right.
Yeah, so I'm curious about the future of the crypto landscape because it's like, are there any like good parallels to this? Like we like overhyped it and it got basically just like a memed out of existence. No one cares, but it's everywhere. And then now the powerful are using it for their own benefit. Like, is there like an equivalent there? Or
What did I miss?
that tracks to that? Like, I don't know, the internet.
Corey's just looking for a parallel between what's happening to crypto and anything else that has happened historically in humanity's existence.
It's like that the sentiment of the old times.
Enron,
Yeah.
energy derivatives. Maybe, I don't know.
This is what I feel like. I feel like in the U.S. of A, we choose our worthy, and then we make it law, and then we act like everything's kind of the same, just different flavor. Like let's take the airline industry, and they, it started out. There's all these people competing to provide commercial flight, private flight, all these people. And then what ended up happening is the airline industry wrote their own regulation, and now they're so integral to the economy, they decide the way things go in lots of ways because they coded themselves into the money flow at such a point. Like, we can't get bullet trains. Trains are really awesome for travel. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever traveled by train.
Yes, I've traveled on bullet trains in Japan. It's amazing.
It is hard stop, the best. It is the best. I love it. You can just chill. You can lay down. You can talk to people. You can walk around. You can go play games if you want. The pool.
You ever been in a train station in Tokyo?
I haven't. I will be in the fall though.
That shit is awesome. That is efficiency to the max. When you go,
yeah, like we can't get things like that because for some reason the airlines have to be used. They must. Like right now, I'm flying 9 hours every weekend when it would be a 1.5 hour bullet train ride to where I need to work. Right. So there's
environmental impact on terrestrial travel, like bullet trains, though. Like, it will kill things that are too close to it.
Yeah,
so
planes.
Over stretches of
the strong survive.
True.
What's it gonna kill?
I think like what you should do is look at the cost of for sure animals are dying. Like, have you seen like anyway? Look at the cost of a bullet train in terms of the infra from A to B, and then compare that to an airline. I'd be curious to what that comparison actually is.
We should, and all I'm saying is that let me go back to my point is that I think the same thing happens. I think the banks did it a long time ago, and they're so good at it and have so much money they continue to do it. That when a bank wants something to happen, pour on the money, baby. Let's codify our cash flows. Right? Crypto is trying to get on the scene. It's only 10 years old, right? Crypto has a long way to go and is baby money for all intents and purposes. And I think the banking legacy is trying to say, like, hey, if you want in this money game, you better pay what you owe. Straight mafiosa style. Like, pay what you owe, and then we might let you get in on this codify your cash flows game. What do we call it? Regulatory capture.
I wonder if like the issue with no yield is because it's such a wild thing to try and regulate. You could do yield in so many different ways, so it's like there's no way they could actually regulate that. Because
sorry, can you repeat the beginning, the root of your question?
Yeah, like why would they choose to force no ability to have yield in these regulated stablecoins? It's like when you introduce that property, the dynamics of what the thing does are so broad that it's like unregulatable. Like the complexity of the regulation, it just like explodes. I'm just speculating here.
Yeah.
I have to like try and steelman why they would choose that. It's like it's much easier to say there's no yield. It's just a payment rail. It's just a payment rail. All the other bullshit that has like severe investment related smell to it makes it so much more complicated that they're just like, no, we're not doing that.
So I asked about that, and that comes with the Genius Act. So I asked about the no yield on stable coins from the issuer directly, right? And it's telling me this. Congress drew a hard line between stable coins and bank deposits because if a stablecoin issuer pays you yield for holding their coin, it starts looking and functioning like a savings account or a money market fund. So I think that might be a definition thing, right? They don't want it to be something else. X equals X, not X plus stuff. That would drag it into either banking regulation, FDIC, or securities regulation, SEC. Congress specifically wanted stablecoins to live in neither of those buckets, so they had to strip out that feature that will put them in one of those buckets.
So they're
That
basically
would be a
like
good article to write.
shoehorning a transcendent technology into old regulation because they can't map it with what we have today in the regulatory landscape. So like, okay, strip it down until it fits somewhere where we want it.
I don't know. I can't see. Like, I think you guys are trying to make it.
I'm just
more-
steelmanning. I don't have a drink.
Yeah. Well, I think they're fucking greedy and they want the Cantillon effect to
I mean, that's
stick.
the easiest, most
The very
reliable.
bottom,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
the
fucking.
very
I don't think it's
last-
that more complicated. They're threatened by creation of stable coins because they are not near the source anymore, right? They are not upstream or downstream.
Yeah.
They're way the fuck downstream, I guess. So
Does
like,
it stop it from happening? Like you can still build. You just don't get
No.
these safeguards.
it just can't come from the issuer of the stablecoin.
So it's like, so America won't build these things basically because like what this is saying is basically like you can build businesses around these types of cryptos because now you have some safeguards that they're not going to take it out from under you. The rest of them still Wild West. Don't do it. Someone else is going to have to do that.
The very last point that Claude makes is, hey, short story, they neutered the yield to keep stablecoins from accidentally becoming banks.
yeah,
Damn, Claude.
that
You're so
makes
smart.
the most sense to me. It's just as simple greed. It's like if it obviates our existence, we need to strip it down
Yeah,
and map
that's a
it.
reasonable outlet. Get him, Claude. This podcast brought by
Claude is
Claude.
amazing. Yep. We're just gonna put sponsored by Claude on there. No, it's just tragic, isn't it? Like a momentous technology / whatever we want to call it at this point is neutered by the way society currently structures.
I mean,
It's currently
It's just,
structured.
it's just the U.S. Let's just be specific. It's just the U.S. Right?
No,
Other
it's not
countries
the
can
US.
handle this
Europe-
differently.
UK has done some pretty terrible things in terms of regulating this stuff and dealing with things.
All right, we still have Japan. We still have
Japan, but like, why are we even fucking surprised here? Like the whole point of Bitcoin was to obfuscate or to like obviate this stuff. And then when we celebrate its adoption, we're like, but it's butchering it. It's like, yeah, no fucking shit. That's why the thing was built in the first place because it was butchering everything.
Yeah. It's just, when you do something this long and you're into something this long, you lose the reasons why you got into it in the first place. Right? Like that's just only natural. That's only natural, right?
Fuck that.
And
I'm harder than I used to be. I'm way more hard-lined than I used to be.
yeah, to a point though, right? Like you're not like none of us are Ken Bozacking right now.
Games.
Right?
No.
None of us are Ken Bozacking right now. And so Ken called me a poser to my face. And I was like, oh shit, man, I got fucking mouths to feed. What do you want me to do? Because I don't give a fuck, man.
What do you mean?
No USD in the banks, bro. All crypto all the time. And I was like, dude, I can't live like that.
There's no way he
I
practically lives like that. He has businesses that he has to pay in cash. I'm sure as
I
fuck.
don't know, man.
Not every business has a
Ken was
crypto
pretty-
thing
Ken was
that you
pretty-
can use.
There's a level of like
I am sure as fuck. I will bet
commitment
you
that he has that a lot of people
dollar.
don't have.
Really? Is he that
Yes.
like
Yes.
interesting?
I'm pretty sure he bought his house with straight cash. Like, he
Yeah, that's my point. He off ramped. It's not like he used crypto.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like to
Didn't
a
use the
point.
bank,
But
per se,
he's
like-
extreme. Like he's extreme. And so what I'm
I
saying
don't know, maybe
is,
you guys
that
underestimate how extreme I am.
I'm very extreme. I just do it in a way I feel is effective. I don't need to be in your face ostentatious in order to be extreme.
Right. I would
I'm not
question how
extreme
much
at
money
all.
Ken Bozak has, because I don't live my life like that. But I don't know.
I
Maybe
mean, he's doing pretty well for himself.
Right.
He made out pretty well because he went hardcore all in crypto, and he's doing pretty well, right? And so
He sold.
I went all
I'm
in.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he Didn't just
But I
hold it
sold.
the whole time either.
Too early, multiple times.
You never know. But
I've been
what I'm
crypto-
saying is that how do you like this is the thing. It's like society has to change in order for the original visions of crypto to really take hold. And I think that society is addicted. And this is society global. I think society, for the most part, is addicted to the way that it's been running the last 50 years. And it doesn't want to stop doing that.
That's a very powerful force.
Yeah. It's a big train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for instance, I am super hardcore about cypherpunk values and shit, but in order to make a buck, I can build software that's centralized. Like I have no qualms about that.
Yeah,
But
I
the
think
end
your
goal-
also-
forces-
your underlying motivations are still like in the right area of like trying to.
Hold up, Jesse, can you say that line one more time while this GIF is over your head? In order to make a buck? I'll use the server,
Yeah.
bro.
I'll use the client server architecture because like you don't have any performance in a peer-to-peer network for the things that the real world is too slow to adopt.
I mean,
None of
I
that shit
tried
will
to
work.
make that. I tried to make that argument a long time ago at that Texas Bitcoin
Yeah.
conference,
Yeah.
where like the answer isn't one extreme or the other. It's like the answer
It's a
is
blend.
appropriate for whatever you're doing.
Right.
And
And
so
unfortunately-
you tailor the technology around what you're doing.
Mhm.
And you don't try and shoehorn it into something that exists that fucks it up when it comes out the other side.
Yeah. But I will say, like, to the shit that IFT is building or like other IFT like organizations, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I like the hardcore like privacy, it might be borderline criminal, but we're gonna build it anyway type shit. Like I like that vibe. But you gotta be rich to do that shit. And if you're not rich,
I think you need
can't
you
do
need you need non-compromising funds
yeah.
and an incredibly motivated idealist at the helm. Like where
Yeah.
he's like, we're just not going to do that. We're going to do this.
Yeah. And I don't think
And look at Amir Taki from DarkFi. He's an example of that, right?
Yeah.
He's just like,
he bent the knee hard. He sat down.
oh yeah,
He sucked it. He's like, if you're in the rooms that I'm in, people are like, oh yeah, he folded.
did he?
Like,
I
I
have not
mean,
seen
privacy pools is folding, right? It's been.
What do you mean
You're
you say sucked it? Are you
No,
talking about
You're talking about
straws?
memes.
Are you talking about straws?
that. No, you're talking about Amin Soleimani. I'm talking about
Yes.
Amir Taki.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
DarkFi.
Yeah, no, he's yeah.
Like I don't think Amir.
No.
hit
Yeah.
images.
No. But he also has, logistics problems now. He can't travel freely, right? He gets stopped at airports.
He had that problem beforehand.
I'm just saying it's only gonna get worse, right? It's like
Yeah.
that's a
Soleimani
very
sucked it?
difficult. No. Oh,
Probably.
not like that. Not like that. But like,
Probably it did
Anyway.
the bank chain. I mean, there's like I'm sure he's
Yeah.
been through some wild nights.
He's had some wild stuff. That man, the height of Spink Chain was during the height of altcoin. So I know that man has had some memorable. He won't remember them when he's older, but he had some memorable nights. That's
You
for
might
damn
not
sure.
remember him now. We'll see.
Yeah. Spink Chain was wild. I think
He
I
got
own
married.
Spink still.
I saw the X post.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, where is
DeLong
look
was
at
at
all these
the,
gray
was at
hairs,
the wedding
a little bit
ceremony.
of balding going on.
Joseph DeLong was at the wedding ceremony of Amin.
Oh wow, I bet that was
Yeah.
a fun night.
Shout out
Anyways.
Amin.
Yeah, I mean, you're missing it. Sorry for saying that you sucked on straws, right? That's what you meant, Jesse?
No, I just mean like you can
Oh, so
only
there's-
take the cypherpunk vision so far before like CIA and NSA comes after you and you get fucked, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like you're gonna be made a target and you don't want that, so yeah, you have to bend the knee. Like
Mm.
not a lot of
That's
people
why I
are gonna
worry.
be able to withstand that. Like Corey, if the U.S. intelligence fucks up your life, you're gonna do what you have to because your family doesn't want to live through that shit. So
And they can do that.
you said then they can do that?
No. And they can do that. Like
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
intelligence can use it
100%.
in my life.
100%.
I'm
That's
very
the
aware.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah,
But, you know,
if any random people dressed very professional show up at my house and like, do you know a Corey Allen Petty? I will say it depends. No.
Well, there's hundreds of hours of you talking to him online, so I think you
I'll say,
That's
how
not
many
me.
Corey Allen Pettys are there in the world?
wasn't me.
Let's be for real. Well, I hope we can wind this down. We really just want to talk a little bit about the Genius Act and the Clarity Act, of which we talked a very little about. Which we hope
We hit the key points.
sparks
We
you.
hit the things people need to know. No yield.
Here, let me give some bullet
It
points.
doesn't matter.
Here, this is the part where you lock in. I'm going to give bullet points right now for you. This just making it all right. The Genius Act now law. Here's what's good: stable coins get a legitimate legal home, making them usable in real business structures like RWA tokenization plays, if you will. The next,
I want to. That's what we should have on as an interview. A real world asset play that is actually bulletproof, because there's a lot of shit out there that I would question. Is
Wonder
that
how-
actually real?
Vinay's doing these days.
but that's why we need, dude. That's
But I
why
don't
we
think
need
it's really
somebody
on.
on the crew. Listen, this is a straight up commercial right now. Clip this, clip that, and then after I say this, I'm gonna say clip that again. We need someone on the crew that can build us up an interview calendar. All right. Look, the three of us, we're just men. We're just normal men. We don't have that much time in our days. We need a fourth person.
Why don't you pull
to
business
help us-
people you talk to, who you consult with, and say, "Hey, do you want to be on a crypto podcast?" And then just bring them on. See what happens.
I will get. I'll think about that. We'll table that. I don't think it's a good idea for what I do, but we'll
Why?
table that. Huh?
Why? That's a real person who has a real business, and you're trying to figure out inroads between what this industry has to offer and what their business actually does.
So the kind of consulting I do now, I don't really talk to the owners. I'm doing like Fortune 50 companies and stuff. So it's like I'm not gonna talk to
Just
fucking
grab
the
a manager
CEO.
from a Fortune
of-
50 and just be like, "Hey, how
It-
do you see this fitting?" Like, grab the VP of a Fortune 50. If they don't know how to talk tech shit, then what the fuck are they in that company for?
It's conflict of interest for me, but I will think about it. I like your idea, but I don't think it will go over very well. Back to the commercial. If you like crypto and you want to help us book people that we can interview, because you can go look at season 1 and see how good we are at interviewing people. That is one thing I'll toot my own horn to that. We can interview the hell out of some people. No matter what they do, we can talk to them. Just last week is a testament to that, Jesse. I had no clue what you were throwing me into. Not a clue. And we actually got a compliment from that episode. I was like, I don't know what these
Because
people
the
are, what they
guest
do.
was interesting.
Ooh,
Ooh,
sick
that's
bro.
part of
Let's
it.
find interesting people.
Interesting people.
Yes.
We do. I
that's
think it's
good.
both. It's both, right? Bring interesting people. We can bring out more interesting things from those interesting people because we're good at
Sure,
interviewing.
sure. But it's
Yeah.
like, are you gonna mine a rock that has a diamond in it, or are you gonna mine a rock that just has more dirt in it? You know what I mean? Like, find a good guest, and the interview, it does itself. It's not hard to ask questions
Yes,
to somebody who's
but
interested.
at the end of the day, though, us three mere mortals don't have enough time to build up our interview calendar.
Yes. If you want to help us, please help us. We need help.
Please, we'll pay you in TBP token. That's what we got right now.
That shit is so easy to deploy, but like nobody wants another fucking tokens. That's why I've been on the fence about that shit. Like, I have
Just
a
do it,
multi-agent
bro.
pen testing framework that contract is so simple. I could make sure it's bulletproof and I could let it rip. I'm thinking of doing like a test token, right? So at least it has
Try it
no
out.
monetary value.
We can try it out.
And yeah,
Yeah, do test
you
it.
start
Try it out. See
using
if it's fun.
Yeah.
Jesse,
yeah.
I'm trying to record a commercial right now.
Sorry,
We're not.
sorry.
This is the best commercial ever made.
I'm trying hard. Okay, guys, we need a fourth. We need someone who can help us build up our interview calendar because we feel that we're good at that. And we want to give you guys those interviews. We're only mere men. All right, we need help. I'm asking for your help. Clip that. So, anyways, let's get back to the Genius Act Clarity Act real quick. I'll make this really quick for those of you listening. The Genius Act, to the good. One-to-one reserve requirement protects users from algorithmic collapses such as the Luna Unlocks traditional banks and institutions to enter stablecoin markets, bringing liquidity and legitimacy. Sure. State level pathway for issuers. Excuse me, that's rude. Issues under $10 billion. It keeps the door open for smaller, innovative entrants. Yeah, because everybody just has $9.99 billion laying around. Explicit exclusion from securities classification removes massive legal overhang of builders and holders. Bad. No yield on stablecoins. Why? Banks don't like it. No FDIC insurance and no Federal Reserve access, so these are not treated like bank deposits despite feeling like them. Big tech can issue stablecoins without being held to full bank regulatory standards, which is a competitive imbalance. And to the bad, the rewards loophole fight is creating uncertainty, meaning the rules are still fuzzy in practice. The Clarity Act, still in the Senate, passed the House, still in the Senate. To the good. Ends regulation by enforcement, which has been the single biggest innovation killer in U.S. crypto. So what that means is, for users that don't know, is you could do something and it might be legal, and then out of the blue, it'll be made illegal, and then you're the case study for everybody. But you go to jail, everybody else gets the case study.
The best businesses are the ones that are like, well, not maybe the best, but usually the most lucrative businesses are the ones that play in the gray area of maybe we're breaking the law, but we're going to make enough money to hire a lawyer team to defend against that bullshit.
Pirates.
Like, for instance, look at Elon Musk and hiring a law team to launch rockets from space and disregarding the what's the government body that regulates sea life and shit, animal life,
the super sea protectors.
Which one? EPA?
Was it EPA?
I think it might be
EPA.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So like when you can make enough money that you can just be like, yeah, your laws, I'll try and comply, but like I'm still gonna launch rockets because this is important. Like that's the type of like you need to get there. And I don't think a lot of crypto has a thing that they're providing that they can make enough money to have that kind of clout.
Not against the banks. Nope.
I don't know. Just don't see that happening. AI certainly does, right? They're fucking killing people and like stealing shit, right?
Whoa. So allegedly, bro.
No. AI companies are breaking many laws, domestic ones and foreign ones. For sure.
Whoa. They're listening right now, bro. Allegedly.
Hey, they can listen to me tell the truth.
Wrap it up.
I'm trying to, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to the good. Clear CFTC versus SEC lane separation means projects and platforms finally know who to talk to. Another point, it opens the door for traditional financial institutions to participate without fear of enforcement ambiguity. I feel like that's the first point. Bullish for onshore exchanges, market makers, and tokenized asset platforms, all relevant to your... That's stuck in me now. I got plans. Bipartisan support suggests this is not going away, even if it takes longer than expected. Bad. It's still stalled in the Senate. The banking lobby is actively fighting it over the yield issue. Actively. Money's being just spent. Whining and dining senators, baby. They're out here getting wined and dined. 2 Senate committee versions still need reconciliation before it gets to a full vote. The longer it drags on, the more innovation continues to flow offshore to friendlier jurisdictions like Japan. Dropped several... I didn't need to say it. I apologize to everyone Japanese. Dropped several provisions for FIT 21, including retail investor protections and formal joint rulemaking requirements, and no explicit custody pathways for national banks was left out, which limits some institutional on-ramp options. So that's the whole of it. Clip that.
Peace.
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye.
Corey, that's Dr. Corey Petty. You can find him as Dr. Corey Petty at Twitter. That's Jesse. You can find him as Jesse at Twitter. What? We gotta do these things. You gotta let people know how to find it.
That's how you find people on fucking Twitter.
I think his name is at Corey Petty on Twitter.
Yeah, there you go. Sure. It's that everywhere.
Yeah. Hold up. We gotta do these things. You can also find them here, logos.co.
Build.logos.co. Go build stuff.
Build.logos.co. Oh, I guess I need to edit that.
You should talk about your
Jesse's
personal
here,
projects, Corey.
What?
Same thing.
right?
You should talk about your personal project.
Oh, my
Yep.
love landscape.
Yeah, that's interesting.
The
I think that's
love
more
landscape.
interesting
We actually should
because
talk about that.
it's-
I've got the time.
We're gonna talk about
yeah.
it next time. I'll have a lot more stuff on it ready to go. We
Pilot.archivist.storage. Go there. You can do stuff.
I just released
Fergalati.com.
V 0.2.5, by the way, for Archivist Desktop. Everything is fixed except on Windows 10 because I don't care about you. I'm just kidding. I'll fix you later.
I'll fix you later.
Obviously, the BitcoinPodcast.com. You can find reports from Corey that he's done in the past and is doing now and will do in the future,
Yeah.
but just hasn't been teleported or imprinted on the current. You can find newsletters from myself about crypto. So if you're looking for a good crypto newsletter, I know they're a dime a dozen, as all newsletters are, but I have one. You want one, you can get it. You can go there. You can even sign up. Eventually, I have to learn how to build that into the website. But eventually you'll be able to sign up for the newsletter. You can just get it right in your inbox. So you know, like all the skinny, my friend, all the skinny, kicking it back to the 20s with that slang. What else is going on? I already pitched Fergalati.com, which you can't go to right now, but you will be able to, so you can try.
Oh, you already had that website up.
I did, but I was advertising things that I don't want to do for people, so I have to rebuild it. Make it more like what I want to do.
Gotcha.
Let's see what else. Join the Discord. We've got this. You can scan it right now and go there. Hopefully it still works. If it don't, that's not it. Yep. Yes, it is. There it is. Scan there.
I like
Go
how
to
we
the
didn't
Discord.
scan it until
Let me see.
Griff scanned it and was like, "Hey, that doesn't work, guys."
Yeah.
That was funny.
And it does work. You can scan that right there. Go to the Discord. Talk to us more. Or maybe you're that lucky person who wants to help us get more interviews. Scan that. Join the Discord. Talk to us.
Have you noticed that this isn't working?
Gotta
to bring more
go.
people into the podcast.
I know that. I know.
We've been stuck at 95 or like 94 for a while until Corey got that one guy to join who looks like he has a nouns profile picture.
Yeah. I don't know how I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants to join the Discord. We should have stuck.
I don't know why.
I think this is Discord, man. People don't want to go on Discord and hang out. They go there to play
Too
video
many.
games.
73-year-old lady who uses Discord just fine.
I just don't. I'm in too many servers, so I don't want to look at text messages all day. I need to prune all these servers. All right, time to go.
Shout out to Zoe Saldana. Thank you for existing. Everybody loves you. All right. And shout out to my wife. Play.